Good morning. How are you? Well, we have a pretty chilly day here in in Virginia. We're not in snowdrifts yet. Somebody asked if I knew that I was going to be on R yesterday when I was doing the walk and talk. No, and I didn't know what the subject would be because I usually find that out sometimes in the afternoon or when I get to the studio. These days I'm not going to the studio, and on the air occasionally Ari will do something like, John, you know this is a news show and we deal with breaking news, and I just got on my phone this information, and then he'll ask me about it. And because I'm such an obsessive, I usually am familiar with the subject matter, and so I do have an opinion. If I don't, I tell him. Last night I thought was important in this way, that journalists are calling out this bogus effort to challenge the election based on fraud that you can't find anywhere. It's the Smile the Cheshire Cat. And misrepresenting the facts to the court and hoping there'll be a Hail Mary pass that they'll be able to evoke enough interest in a lower court and get a decision that they can take to the Supreme Court. I'm not so sure, except for, well, you know, maybe one Supreme Court justice, that the court would act upon a frivolous appeal. And the reason I think that is because Roberts is very concerned that his court be perceived as a court of law, not a partisan or political body. And the nation is still hurting from Gore against Bush, which was a case that had a holding that only applied in that case, said it wouldn't apply in any other case. Yet it's being evoked in the paper that's filed in Pennsylvania, filed this past Monday. Now, the court is actually going to hold a hearing on that today. I'm not sure when, but it'll be after I talk to you guys. I think there's a good chance he'll dismiss the suit because there's no there. And the Trump people have resisted having the hearing so quickly. And I think that's because they want to push the deadline up as close as they can to the confirmation votes and to the vote by the electors to choose the president. And the court's not going for that and told both parties to be in court today, and so they will be. So we'll watch that. I expect it'll be a dismissal, or it'll get pretty close to a dismissal. The thing that concerns me, not only these bogus election counts, but the president reaching out, and we find out he was talking about military actions against Iran. Very suspicious, kind of a, wag the tail kind of problem in which he seeks to divert the nation from this issue about the legitimacy of his loss, which is 100% legitimate, to whether or not he should remain in office because of a war he gets us into, something we've all feared, and here it is, they discussed it. It's been pushed back, and apparently that's not going to happen. The Defense Department and others have resisted it. A second military effort is to bring back our servicemen and women from the Middle East. And there are right ways and wrong ways to do this. And now, with the transition of one president to another, this is the wrong time for lots of reasons, whatever policy reasons might otherwise justify it. But again, it's Trump trying to remain in office, even though he lost the election. I don't know that I've seen a public figure so humiliated by such a petty, small piece of conduct as Trump. But maybe we shouldn't be surprised. He's a bully and a coward, and he only cares about himself. He doesn't care about America, and he never will. There's good news in the Georgia race. there was a one of those off-the-record conference calls among Karl Rove, remember him from the Bush administration and from Texas, who is honchoing a group of Republicans to help elect the two incumbent Republican senators. And the word on the call was that they were very anxious about it. They were anxious that Republicans would come out and vote. They were anxious that Stacey Abrams had such a machine that the Democrats could win. And I don't know how much of that was to scare contributors into giving, but apparently a lot of people took it seriously. And keep in mind that at least one of the two senators, he refused to debate again because I guess he figures he's ahead and he didn't want to risk losing that gain. But this is going to be a get out the vote effort. And Stacey Abrams has become the mistress of getting out the vote. They made a real mistake not electing her. She wouldn't have been available to organize the way she has. So the implication of that is that if Stacey and all the Democrats succeed, we would have very narrow control of the Senate, and in tie votes, it would take Harris to break the tie. So that's a very tenuous hold on the Senate, but it is a hold nonetheless. That's what the Republicans try to resist because they want Moscow Mitch to continue the shenanigans he's had so far. So, like I said the other day, take care of yourself, give some money to the campaign, and set aside a day to celebrate the inauguration of Mr. Biden on January the 20th. Talk to you tomorrow. Bye-bye.